Hey, what's up you shiny people? I'm not using my real voice because I don't want to and I'm lazy. So welcome to Entitled Parents Part 1. Cue the intro music. Hope you enjoyed. Smiley face. Anyways, let's get into this. First story up. Just because my garage door is open doesn't mean your son can touch my drums. This is part of the story, not me. Lol. Before I start, I'm on mobile, sorry for the bad formatting, etc. So my family is getting ready to move. Most of our stuff is packed up in the garage. My drums are out there too, but unpacked and set up because I play in a hardcore band and we do the practice there. There's this really cute kid, let's call him CK, who always knocks on the garage door and asks to try the drums. Sometimes I let him. I really like the little guy. His mother, however, is a jerk. On this particular day, I was studying for a midterm in my room, when I heard someone on my drums. I thought it was my siblings, who I don't trust around the kid anymore because they punched holes in two of the tom heads, so I went out to tell them to get off it. However, it seems they were out in the neighborhood and left the garage door open. On the kit was CK and M was in the driveway recording him. I walked out and casually asked who they asked to use the kit, and M said that the garage door was open and CK wanted to play. I was a bit shocked that she just let him walk up and play, especially because it was technical. Why in our house? I started to explain that I was fine with him playing as long as he asked, but she started to say that she was supervising him so they don't have to. I was annoyed by this, but I decided not to comment on it. I told them that I needed them to leave because I was studying and I needed to close the garage door. She was not happy about this. She started going on about how CK just wanted to play the drums and I was preventing him from learning. I said I was sorry but I couldn't have them there right now. CK seemed to be fine with it, probably because he knew I would just let him play some other time, but M started yelling at him to sit back down and keep playing. I kept telling her that I needed to study, but she wouldn't have any of it. I really didn't want to threaten to call the police on her, but she started becoming hostile towards me, yelling and telling me how much of a horrible person I was. CK seemed pretty embarrassed by the whole thing. When I told them that I would call the cops on her if she didn't leave, she walked up to the drum set and tried to pick it up and move it. Unfortunately for her, I use frame mounts for my cymbals and the bass drum was in between the frame posts. When she started unscrewing the cymbals, I called the cops. The M was out of there extremely fast once I was on the phone. I ended up directing the cops to her house when they showed up. And now whenever she sees me I get a dirty stare and some rude language. CK still comes over once in a while, and I like to teach him whenever I can. Still a really cute kid. Alright, that's the end of that story. The creator of that story's name is drumroll. Bum 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 bum. Darkened Sky. Thank you for permission to tell your story. So that story really flared me up and then made me humble and happy. I think it's cool how after that incident you were still friends with the little boy. Anyways, time for the next story, which I believe has lots of profanity for me to edit out. Yay.
2,000 years later.
Alright, I'm done typing. Even though I just typed that. Anyways, time for the second story. So this story is called Drum Roll Please. Bum bum you mub 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 jub mubj. M called me crazy because I stopped a wreck from hitting me. Also that's in no drum rolls. Lol. Anyways, here we go. I'm not gonna read the mobile part. Cast, friend 1, friend 2, bear doggo, neighbor. This is me Dazzle. For those of you who don't know what or M are, they're entitled parent and kid. Alright, back on the story. 4 years ago I was playing football with my friends in a parking lot and Deck, probably 7 or 8 years old, and his came along, walking their doggo. The M asked us if her wreck could play football with us. We said sure. The Ek was probably the worst football player ever, almost ran headfirst into the trash can. Dazzle again. Where did the trash can come from? If you're watching, answer in the comments please mate. After a moment we decided it wasn't safe for Ek to play, as it was obvious he was going to hurt himself. So we told him to count the points instead. he didn't want to, so he went to see his M, who somehow didn't see her child almost get brain damage from a trash can. First she asked us why we wouldn't let him play anymore. We said the Ek was going to wound himself. But then the Ek whispered something to the Ek and she burst into a flowering mama bear. AKA Karen. Dazzle again. No hate towards the good Karens. Lol, sorry for another interruption. He didn't hurt H himself. You punched him, you little brat. Me, what? Me.X has stopped working. I'm gonna tell your parents about this. Friend 1, he didn't hit your son. Ek just said you did. Points at me. Me, no I didn't. Friend 2, he didn't punch your son. Give me your parents' phone number, where do you live? Me, why should I? Goes super Cheyenne. Because you punched my son and I'm going to report your family to the police, then sue your family and things that didn't make sense to the author. Hire Dazzle once again for a comment. Was this lady having a stroke or something? Ek throws a fist at me. Me catches his weak attempt to hit me. Hey. Are you crazy? You're gonna hurt him. Are you crazy? Probably my last comment. This lady is like seriously having a heat stroke or something. Me, he tried to punch me. What do you want me to do, lady? You should have let him do it. You deserve it for punching him first. Me, I did not punch him, lady. That's it. I'm calling the cops. Neighbor, hey, what are you doing to these kids? This one punched my kid. Neighbor, I didn't see him punch your kid. Yes, he did. Response 9000. Neighbor, no he didn't, your kid just ran into the trash can. Look at the bruise on his arm, it doesn't even look like a fist. You're his dad, aren't you? I'm going to call the police and they are going to put you in jail. Neighbor, no. I'm the one who's gonna call the cops because you're being extremely loud and annoying. Bam, right there, noise complaint lady. That's it, I'm doing it. Calls cops. Cops didn't even come, lol. We snuck away while they were arguing. I really hate to say this, but I'm 90% sure this is fake. I'm a really nice person and usually point this out, but it says at one point how the Ek almost hits his head on the trash can. Almost. Then the neighbor says he does hit the trash can. Sorry, but it's fake. He'll still include your username though. Username is red_LBC_dit. Go follow him and yeah, let's see if I can get the next story done before this Sunday.
2000 years later.
Alright, here we go. The final story. Last but not least. Kid straight up takes console from the wall. Parents play some bullcrap excuse. Cast, me, parents, other parents, Ek. Backstory, so every summer our elderly neighbors have their children and grandchildren stay over for a weekend or two, and sometimes the younger grandchild, 7 or 8, will stay with us as we are family friends, and both families go out to the local yacht clubs for dinner at about 5 p.m., but this time I was tasked with caring for the youngest grandchild, as he threw a hissy fit when he was informed of dinner. Bad sign, and I also was not really in the mood for it. So he comes over and says, something, do you have Fortnite? I respond with no. What other games do you have? I reply with Fallout, Shadow of War and alike. What about Mario? I reply with yep. I got a classic NES, so I set him up with it and I go upstairs to watch stuff. I hear some sort of bang downstairs, and then the kid runs up the stairs and out the door like about to head out style. I get up, look out the window and see him heading into his house, holding the NES Classic Plus controller and like 3 HDMI cables and all that good stuff. I chase after him but he locks the door behind himself as he goes in. I end up waiting for the parents to arrive to come to my aid, and what they do totally disregarded me. I explain to them what happened, but they say oh he's just being him and laugh the forced laughter. Dazzle for a comment. This kid is really peeving me right now. Continue with the story. My father goes down to the basement, where the consoles are, and finds the TV pretty much ripped out of the wall and laying on the ground. Entering sicko mode. What follows was a slew of insults towards the family and me taking back the console and cords directly from the kid's hands as he was trying to connect it to a TV from the 60s. With the help of a few shoves and smothering via pillow to the point where he's crying. I hated him prior to this for shooting me with my own airsoft rifle. On multiple occasions, I successfully retrieved the upstairs. I don't understand that sentence. The mother is explaining that they are trying everything to make their son behave normal at school and that it's best to give him what he wants and that what will help him, and some bull about him having anger issues. The next day is cut short and they are gone. And the grandparents don't even care. That story triggered me so bad. I would have immediately socked that kid in the face if he broke the TV and ripped a console out of its port thingy. Anyways, that's all for Entitled Parents Part 1. That was a lot of editing. I'm gonna go take a nap. Anyways, no outro clip cause I'm too lazy. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell to get notified about everything I do. Also activities with Goody are hopefully coming soon. So yeah, peace out.